Hello and welcome to another insightful episode of ADZoone Properties right here on ADZoone TV. I want to tell you, and you know that we talk about properties, we talk about lands. ADZoone Properties, we are here to make, buying of properties very simple for everyone out there, because you know that buying properties, especially land, it's a big problem, and a lot of people have quelled in their shells. They want to buy lands and stuff like that, but they can't, and they don't have money to buy the houses as well. So they rather rent or squander the money or use it for something else, which is bad. Here in Ghana, land is a big problem. In fact, it's a big deal. Getting the land is easier, but if you don't meet the right people, you'll difficulties and a lot of stuff. If you missed our previous episode, we talked about how to acquire a land, the things you need to know to acquire a land so that you don't get yourself wanted or get yourself duped. And so if you haven't watched, go to our previous episode and then you would know that we spoke about a lot of things. We spoke about a couple of things that you can learn from. My name is Nanael Charles. You can call me NYC for short, and I am your host. And today we are still diving deep into a thought-provoking topic again. We're still continuing about lands. It's all about lands for now. We're talking about properties. So land as is the basis, we'll still talk about it because it's needed for the people to be able to get lands that has no issues and would have their peace as well. And I want to remind you that this program is proudly brought to you by FekaTek Ventures. When you want routers, when you want MiFis, Wi-Fis, and all the accessories, look nowhere else than FekaTek Ventures. At FekaTek Ventures, we say we are here to serve. And also DAYSTYLLE fashion for all your Kaftan. If you want any well-designed attire, well-crafted attire for any program, don't look elsewhere. Look for DAYSTYLLE fashion. At DAYSTYLLE fashion, we say every day in style. For all your websites and all your graphic design and all other things related to websiting, we say Believe CONCEPTZ got you. At Believe CONCEPTZ, we say we are your design solutions. And also BUILDAXIS. If you're building a house, if you're building a property and you need building materials like cement, like, iron rods, every other thing that you need, look nowhere else than BUILDAXIS Enterprise. They also have lands, very secured, litigation free, and registered lands that they sell. And when you buy land from them, you have no problem at all. Their lands are, I wouldn't say they are cheap, but they give you the land at the right price. You need to also get them. Also have surveyors who would help you also secure your land. If you need any, you can just contact them. And so today I have with me again the CEO of BUILDAXIS Enterprise, who helped us the last time to talk about, how to acquire land, secured ways to acquire land. And today also he's here with us to help us continue our line of conversation that we could not finish because it is a needful topic that we have to talk about. Today I have with me to help me break down or to help me do the discussion again was the CEO, as I said, of BUILDAXIS Enterprise, Mr. Shaibu Adams.
Yeah.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Once again, we meet again.
Thanks for having me again. Anytime I come here, I'm very, very, very happy.
Great.
Because we are here to educate Ghanaians.
Exactly.
And also help them acquire peaceful lands. Okay? Peaceful lands with no litigation. Exactly. So that their hard-earned monies will bear the fruits that they
so that
invested.
Their monies will not go down the drain. Anyway, you're looking good, by the way.
Thank you very much. You look good too. You always look nice. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. How you good, Ram? Small.
True.
Anyway, so we'll just run deep into our today's topic. Last time we spoke about, how to secure land. We spoke about you conducting your search, you going to the land, physically to see what's on the land. Yes. And we also spoke about, conducting your checks, taking your personal surveyors on the land and a lot more. So if you haven't watched, it is very educative, that you need. You will really need it.
Yeah.
If only you want to buy a land,
Yeah.
you really need that. And so today, our first question, because we are still delving into the land issues, how to the do's and the don'ts of acquiring the land. Today, our first question is that after someone buys a land, what steps should that person take to secure it? Because yes, we've learned to, how to get the land and everything. But right now, I've bought the land. I'm done with the land.
Okay.
How do I secure it? What are some steps I should take to secure that land?
Okay. So when it comes to land security, first of all, I'll say very big thank you to ADZoone TV again for giving me this opportunity to let's help Ghanaians understand what it means about land, buying a land, understanding the dynamics of a land, how to own a land, and all those things. Yeah. It's a very educative platform that I think anybody should listen to and follow so that they could avoid all the problems regarding buying a land.
Yeah.
Okay, so fast forward, let's move to today's topic. What are the things that you do after buying a land to protect it?
Yeah.
Okay, so number one, I would say that we have ways of securing lands. We have the physical aspect, which is erecting a wall and all those things. And we also have, that is the field one. And we also have documentation wise. Documentation wise in securing the land comes back to indenture, site plan, and then we have the solicitor aspect that I said first. That now you've bought a land, you have your maybe 2 plots of land that you bought.
Yeah.
It's there, you don't have any issues with it. Now, how do you secure that 2 plots of land? First, you need to try and then register the land. So by then, what you do is that you go for a surveyor.
Okay.
I always say that if you buy a land and then you want to register it, if you buy it from a company, fine, and let the company work on it for you. But the company working on the land for you, there are certain things that you might not be privy to because that surveyor has the company's interest at hand, as I said earlier. So let's say Mr. Charles bought 2 plots from my end, and then after buying the 2 plots, he wants to register the land. You can work hand in hand with the ADZoone surveyor and your surveyor.
Okay.
So if you don't have a surveyor, then that is when you make due process work so that anything that goes on, you become transparent and you see everything that goes on.
Yeah.
So after the land is there, you get a surveyor. What you do is that you pick the land. They have this GPS machine. You're going to pick the land. After picking the land, the surveyor will take it to the office, plots, get a site plan. From the site plan, then we take it to the Lands Commission again for verification. Now, for the verification, we have 2 types. We have certified document and we have cadastral. Okay. Certified means that you bought the land from a company. The company has already registered the land. So they are giving you a document that is certifying that Mr. Charles bought land from BUILDAXIS.
That means the company owns the land.
Yes, so this portion of land. So in that case, I am protecting Mr. Charles' interest because he's buying the land from me.
Okay.
And then he's a third party. So since the land is in my name, he is secured because he has an agreement with me, which he has bought a land of 2 plots of. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the case. You don't need to do cadastral. But if you can do it, it's not bad because it's necessary. You might need it in the future. That is where you change the name on the land into your name. Change of ownership. So if the person is an individual, then that is where we have to get a cadastral site plan. After we get a cadastral site plan, then we take it to him to do the indenture, sign for us. We take it to the Lands Commission.
Okay, so we have the certified and we have the cadastral.
Yeah, so we have certified and we have cadastral.
So the certified is that of the company.
Yeah.
And the cadastral has to do with an individual?
No, the cadastral and the certified can all be done by a company.
Okay.
But if you are dealing with an individual, then I recommend the cadastral.
What's the difference?
Okay, the difference is that a certified document is mostly given by institutions. Let me say real estate.
Yeah.
Or any company that sells land. What they do is that they go to the chiefs who originally owns the land, and then the company buys the land from the chiefs. So when the company buys the land from the chiefs, the company registers the land into their name. Now, because the real estate has the customer's interest at heart, they protect the lands for the customers.
Yeah.
So he or the company registered the lands into their name. BUILDAXIS buy a land of 100 acres and registered into our name. So now, because I'm having my customer's best interest at heart, since the land is registered in my name, there is no other litigation issue, because when you check, you see BUILDAXIS over there. It means that if I'm selling the land to Mr. Charles, I have to give Mr. Charles an indenture. In that indenture, there must be a site plan. And in that site plan, there must be a certified site plan or cadastral. And this is the case where, since you are buying from BUILDAXIS, which is an institution, and the land is already registered, and the company is protecting your interest, you can choose to use a certified site plan or document. And this certified site plan, you can't make registration with it because it is not approved by the Lands Commission.
So that means if I buy a land from a company and the company gives me a certified
a certified
site plan which shows that it belongs to the company, I can't do change of ownership.
You can do change of ownership. So this is how it works. The company does the certified for you, the customer, to acknowledge or to show that you bought a land from them, and then this is your document. The document, which is a certified, shows the portion, the 2 plots that you bought, with the coordinates and everything on the site plan, but signed by a licensed surveyor.
Okay.
Licensed surveyors are surveyors that are given the power by the Lands Commission and then the government to verify lands or verify site plans to make sure that the points where the lands were picked or the points where they picked from on the actual land are accurate, like what is on the site plan.
So does that mean that those who have their buildings getting, demolished and other stuff, some are big companies. Is it that they didn't get registered, or let me say approved surveyors to do those things for them?
Some of them have approved surveyors. They make a search, and then they bought the land. But mind you, maybe during the search they did, there were not a proper search, because one, maybe the surveyor wasn't from the company. Because if the surveyor is from the company will know, or the surveyor is going to notify the people that this land is this. The registration at Lands Commission is not correct. This is the issue. So they will never even go there in the first place.
Or maybe they rush things.
So maybe there are due process that they didn't take. That's what that happened.
Okay.
So when it happens that way, maybe the land is originally owned by the state or owned by an individual or another company who has the right document to the land. In that case, any individual cannot break down a building unless taken to court. So it's the court that will give an order for a building to be breaking before they go and break anybody's building. You and I don't have a right. Even if somebody builds on my land, I don't have the right to go and break. I have to take the person to the court for the court to issue
a command
for the building to be taken down before to be taken down. So in this case, when the certified document is done for the client, is to certify that Mr. Charles bought a land from BUILDAXIS, and then this is his 2 plots of land which is coordinated and everything. Maybe a surveyor, so and so, testify that it's true. The coordinates on the site plan and everything matches with what is on the field. Then he signs. In that case, the indenture that the company, which is BUILDAXIS, or the company is giving to you, is the original indenture of the place.
Okay.
So if you want to change the name into your name, you don't need to change the indenture. All you need to change is the site plan.
Okay.
So that is where the Lands Commission director will approve the plan for you. The original surveyor will also sign. Then after that, because the indenture is already signed, you take it back to Lands Commission. You have a place called valuation. They will evaluate it. But before you send it for valuation, you have to take it to the court for solicitor to solidify the document for you.
Okay, so I am a layman. I would ask, what's the difference between an indenture and a site plan? Like you were saying, I have to register the site plan, not the indenture. So I would ask, so what's the difference between the indenture and the site plan?
Okay. So the land document comes in 2 phases.
Okay.
There cannot be site plan without indenture. And there cannot be indenture without a site plan. It goes together. Now, site plan is the coordinates on the land. Every land has its own coordinates.
Yeah.
Every land has its own point. So, and every land has its own four corners. So the four corners you see on every land has its unique coordinates. That all the lands in Kaswa here, every portion of land has its own coordinate.
Okay.
Yeah. So the same land can, or two different lands or two different locations cannot have the same coordinate. It can never happen. Every land has its own coordinate based on how the machine that is used to pick is placed, because it reads the weather. Okay. And it picks it. So it cannot be the same for any place. Now, the question you just asked me, if you are a layman, you want to buy a land. Now, you're asking about indenture and then the site plan. The site plan holds the coordinates on the land. The site plan is what is showing the land, the distance, the bearings. Okay, like the way this is 70 by 100, this is 100 by 70. So when it picked from the land is feet, but when it goes to the machine, it's not feet. It becomes bearings and distance.
Okay.
So the bearings and the distance of the land is on the site plan. The site plan is what holds the bearings and the distance of the land. And the indenture holds the original and the legitimate history about the land, how the land came about how you bought it, and how the person who sold it to you also got the land.
Okay, so it is more or less like the history of the land.
Yes.
Sort of. So there wouldn't be a need to go and change a name on it or anything like that.
No, you cannot change an indenture. Any indenture that is originally made is originally made. You cannot change the indenture. If you can change the indenture, it is when you bought the land and you are trying to change the land into your name. That is where maybe after registration.
Yeah.
After registration, that is where the Lands Commission will change the indenture for you. Until you, the new buyer, register the land, you cannot use your indenture because you don't have some. It is the original one of the land that you are going to use. So in the process while you are registering the land, get the site plan, you get the indenture, take it to the court for solidification. After that, you take it to land valuation at Lands Commission. Then they will start the process there. They will stamp, give you everything. They will value the land, give you start and everything before the registration process starts. So when it starts, by the time it's done, they will give you a new indenture which bears your name and your signature. So now, if you also want to sell the land for another person, you are the one who is supposed to sign.
So that means it's more or less like those who inherit the lands, like it's like the history of the owners of the land. So if you also register the land in your name, then you also become part of the history
of the land.
As let's say, okay, it came from a chief of this land,
and he sold it to
maybe the company. And then now you have registered the land, you've bought the land, you've registered it, so it comes to your name.
Yes.
So that means the previous indenture is more or less like the previous owners of the land.
Yes.
To maybe the current one.
Yes. And all is mentioned in the indenture, the new one.
Okay.
When you do the registration, after it's done, they will add your history to the previous ones. So yours will be part in the indenture.
Excellent.
Now, most customers or most land buyers don't really like these processes because it takes time. I want our viewers to hear me very well here.
But that is what is killing them.
Yes. That is what is killing them. And they are not getting it that, fine, you want to register the land into your name. After buying the land, this is still how to secure the land. You had a surveyor pick the land, send it to Lands Commission. You have your approval site plan, which is the cadastral site plan. You have your indenture now. When you have your indenture and the site plan signed by the owner who sold the land to you, you have a right now. You have a right of owning the land now. So you start physical protection on the land. In that case, you also process because documentation takes process. So whilst your documents is in the Lands Commission that you are trying to get your land registered, since you've bought the land already, you can start developing the land.
Excellent.
You don't leave the land there until the document is done because it's a process. Some registration takes 6 months.
I was just about asking.
Yeah, some take 6 months, some take 4 months, depending on the number of plots you are registering. If it is in acres, some even take a year or more. Based on the number of acres you are registering. So if it's in plots, maybe 2 or 3 plots, maybe it can take maximum like maybe 6 or maybe 5 or more. You understand?
Okay.
So not to leave the land bare like that until the documents are ready. Since you are already in the due process, after you've laid everything to Lands Commission, they are working on the documentation, you come back to the field, which is the land. That is where you erect pillars, or you make a fence wall, or you do a project on the land.
Okay, so what is the rationale behind coming to the land? Yes, I've bought the land.
Okay.
I have documents.
Yeah.
They've picked whatever they have to pick.
Yeah.
I have those small pillars around it.
Yeah.
So I can decide to leave it for as long as I want.
Yeah.
So what is the rationale behind how you still come and start a project or build a wall around it? What's the rationale behind that?
The rationale behind it is that if you buy the land and then the land is there, you have these small pillars around it. Mind you, the lands that you see, there are weeds on it. They grow.
Yeah.
Okay. So the more you leave the land there, the more the weeds or anything around it grows very much. Okay. And then it rains too sometimes. Sometimes this our local communities in Ghana, you are aware, there's sheep, cattle roams around. Some of them use their heads to push the pillar down and all those things. Sometimes it rains heavily and the small pillars falls down. And you know that the more it rains, the more these weeds also grow very fast.
Yeah.
So imagine leaving a land, you bought a land today, which has been graded, leave it there for like a year, and then you have these small pillars on them. Mind you, if you go to the place a year after you bought the land, how would the place be?
Maybe you might not even know
you might not even identify your land. The best thing or the first thing is that in order for you to get your land secure, or for you to identify the land because you bought it yourself, you have to make a significant mark on the land. That will make you the landowner, sees it anytime you go there. Or
so the word is the significant mark.
Yes.
So meaning if it is not that we are forcing you to go and build on it or go and do something, but you have to leave a significant mark. On that note, I would want to remind everyone that this program is proudly brought to you by FekaTek Ventures. At FekaTek, we say we are here to serve. DAYSTYLLE fashion, we say every day in style. Believe concept, we say your design solutions. And we have BUILDAXIS enterprise. I am loving this. I am loving this. It is not because, if you're watching me, it's not because they want you to go and build on it or go and, whether you have money or not, but leave a significant mark. And I really like that.
Yeah.
Because it clears all the notion of, okay, go and build something. Otherwise, land guards will come and take the land. Because you see, that is how it looks like. And people will tell you, build the land.
Yeah.
Like, build something. Yeah. Build. Otherwise, you know, they won't tell you that maybe land guards or encroachers would enter your land, but they will say that, oh, you have to build it. Now, when they come, they know that it has been built, so they can't break it, because when they break it, it would be another problem, which would involve a lot of police, a lot of quality issues, and so build something. So that's why I asked that question, because I wanted you to clear the waves, because of the fact that people will tell you, go to the land, build something, raise at least some footings, do something. Yeah. But in this case, you have made it clear to us that it is not because we are forcing you to go and build a house on the land or do any project, you know, as fast as or as soon as possible, but it is to make a significant mark on the land, so that you know that this is your land. Yes. You made this, you made that.
You made that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So with a significant mark I'm talking about, that is where the pillar comes in again. Yeah. The fence wall comes in. There can be a project. There can be materials. The best way to leave a significant mark on your land is, number one, when you have the strength, you can fence the wall. Best. If you don't have the money to fence it, right now, I don't know, but when you ask around, I think a double aisle stones track is around 2,600. You can get a material on the land. Mind you, even if the weeds grow all over the land, the moment you get there, that stones on the land will let you know that this is my land.
Yeah.
And then if there is no mark on the land, mind you, you're not the only one buying land. You have people, you have neighbors.
Yeah.
If somebody's coming to build and the person sees that you don't have any mark that shows that this place is for you, or shows that you own this place, by the time you realize some of the portion of your land will be encroached by your neighbor. He's not encroaching is that he's a litigation person or something. No?
Yes,
but maybe you also need more land. So he will push into your land a little bit. And mind you, maybe that land would have even used for something else. Yeah. So to avoid all those things, what you do is that you leave a mark, and the mark is by having corner pillars. Corner pillars, we have shorter ones. Those are called demarcation pillars. They are used to demarcate the land, to know where road lies, to know where in the future maybe there will be a commercial something. Maybe this place will be a street light pole. So those pillars are used to indicate all those things, except maybe the developer of the land don't do proper demarcation. But other than that, all the small pillars you see on land, most of them are demarcation pillars. Some of them show roads, some of them shows street light and all those things. Some even leave spaces for gutter in the future. If there is a drain, we leave all those spaces. So now those pillars are demarcation pillars. They are not the pillars of the land that the owner has brought. So that's where when you buy the land, we thought, okay, these are demarcation pillars. So in that case, you, the customer, in order to recognize your land, because it's a big place, you get a pillar. We have in sizes, we have blocks. The best to do is to get blocks.
Okay.
You can't fence it all over, but the four corners of the land can be significantly marked by blocks. Maybe you throw a 4 or 5 course block at the first point. You throw a 5 or 6 course block at the second point. The same at the third point. The same at the fourth point. With this, the land can be there for almost a year or two. Anytime you go there, you know that this is my land.
Excellent.
That is it.
Great. So that means it is very necessary for you to make those points.
You don't have to think, or you don't have to know that there is the litigation in this area before you do something on the land. There is no land that litigation has to push you before you do something on it. No.
Okay, so assuming I have bought a land.
Okay.
And I used all my money to buy the land. I wouldn't have money to do that, raise up that 5 cores and whatever you're talking about. What is the simplest thing I can do to, demarcate my land? Or let me say the simplest thing I can do to secure the land.
Okay, you can plant trees.
Okay.
You can plant trees. The simplest thing you can do if you don't have the money, as at that time, to buy blocks, maybe very costly or something, maybe you buy cement, all those things. The best thing you can do is to plant trees or plant something that you like. Maybe a plant, maybe a fruit that you like best. You can plant the fruit on the 4 corners of the land. Every land has corners. And mostly they are 4. Whether they are 6 or they are 10 or they are 11 plots. Mostly they do it in 6 because one will be at the first, one will be at the middle, one will be at the last. That is when it's around 6 going. But when it's 4, when it's 3, they all have 4 corners. So
even if it's 6, when you take the middle ones,
it's still 4 corners.
Yes.
So you make sure you plant a significant tree that you like. Maybe it's either pawpaw, I don't know, whether coconut on the 4 corners of the land. So
that means you have to be nurturing it one way or the other. You have to be coming around it to see if it's growing or not.
With the nurturing, it depends because most of the times, Ghana, most of our lands are fertile. You just plant it there. You can even leave it there, but it still grow. It depends on how you're going to plant it. Maybe when you plant it, you just give it some small water, then you leave it. Definitely it will grow. When you go to most of our sites that we have, you see the people have planted. Some are coconut, some are mango, some are pawpaw on the 4 corners of their land. These people are telling you that this land belongs to a particular person because there is no land that a pawpaw will be planted at the 4 corners precisely. There are lands that you go there, you see that pawpaw are planted all over it, or there are pawpaw in there, but not specifically the 4 corners or the 4 pillars of the land. So you go to a land, you see that there are 4 pawpaw on the edges, the end of the land. It means this land belongs to somebody. That's a sign of somebody's land.
But those things, can't it easily be uprooted or broken down or something by someone?
With time, it grows. You can say so to the blocks, somebody might break it up. But the moment you take me to a site and I see that on the site, someone has planted 4 coconut or 4 pawpaw on the 4 edges of the land, you don't need to tell me that the land belongs to somebody. Automatically, you know. Everybody will know.
As a professional,
you should. Not only professional, even a layman if you are our mom in the market will go to a land that you want to buy the land, and then when my mom goes, or when maybe the woman went there is a pawpaw tree on 4 corners of the land, and the woman is trying to tell us or tell the man that she is not seeing any sign that this pawpaw was planted by somebody. Definitely.
Yeah,
you understand?
I really understand.
Yeah,
I really understand. So, great. So one of the things, if you're watching out there, that you have to be able to, at least, if nothing at all, you have acquired the land here in Ghana, and you don't even have the money to raise, some 5 calls and stuff like that to be able to secure the land. One thing you can do is also get some plants and plant at the 4 corners of the land to secure it. At least anyone who gets there will get to know that, yes, indeed, someone is really on the land. And so going forward, I want to ask this question so what do you do after you have acquired the land to prevent double selling and encroachment on your land?
Double selling is a registering aspect. The moment the land is registered, nobody can sell the land.
Okay.
Because when you sell the land, you can't give document. And that's why we advise our viewers from the beginning that you don't buy a land without doing a due diligence, which is a search.
Are there no forged documents?
There are forged documents. But that's why BUILDAXIS comes in.
Okay.
We help in all documentation aspects of land. We help to avoid all these issues, being duped, being scammed, being fake.
Yeah.
So you can contact us. BUILDAXIS will help you do all this search. But what we say that they do fake documents though. But with this fake document, that is why you have to take it to the Lands Commission. Because Lands Commission have every way to verify documents. So documents, if you want to see a document, if you have to take it to the Lands Commission, don't take it to a surveyor for him to tell you that I'll take it to the Lands Commission for you. We as Ghanaians have the right to visit the Lands Commission ourselves if we don't understand something on our land. The moment you have the document, you can take it there for verification. I have a land. This is my document. I want you to verify for me if the document is okay. If the document is fake, the Lands Commission can even help you and show you the way to take the person on.
Okay.
You understand me? So in validating, we can help you. BUILDAXIS can help you validate a document of a land to see that this is a proper document of a land.
Yeah.
But let's say if the person is not willing to come for us to help him or her, but is listening to us, because we want to help drive all those issues away, you can take the document to Lands Commission, show it to them. This is my document. How will I verify, or how will I know that this document is valid and is correct? They will validate it for you.
So especially to avoid double selling,
yes,
you have to be very particular about your documentation. Even when you are giving, you have to take it along and go and check.
Verify.
Because sometimes they will give you the document, and everything on it is forged.
Yes.
And because we have our mothers in the market, they don't know anything about land. I've gone to buy it. They've given me documents. This is it.
It's not only, from my experience, it's not only our mothers from the market or something like that. Even educated people, or even middle class people, or maybe people who have knowledge.
Yeah, they do it to them.
They do it to them. Why? Because there are some dynamics on the site plan and indenture that they use, which, because it's not your field, you might not know. But because us, BUILDAXIS, it's our job that we do, immediately we look through, we can verify for you to know that this document is fake. This document is original. That is what we do. That's why I'm saying that if you need any help concerning land documentation, building and construction, everything, you contact us. We will help you. Because our goal is to eliminate duping people, buying land, forging documentations, giving people documents which is not the real document. You can even be giving documents for a land at Ashaiman. Meanwhile, the land is in Kaswa. Can you imagine?
How? No, wait. The name, looking at the name on it, the name shows Ashaiman.
Yes.
But the land is not in Ashaiman, it's in Kaswa.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because the coordinates on the land is the original thing that shows where the land lies.
So you check, when you check the coordinates, you realize that, okay, these coordinates are not in Ashaiman, rather in Kaswa. Guys, if you're out there, you heard it for yourself. BUILDAXIS are here to help you from all these encroachers, all these double selling. So even as of now, if you're watching me and you have a document you are not too sure of, you want to look through it, or you want someone to help you verify if it's a right document, then look nowhere else than BUILDAXIS Enterprise. As I talk to you, the numbers are still scrolling down there. and you can call them and they will help you with your verification of your documents and everything. If you have problems with your land, even with your land, and you want them to help you be able to even take the land, or if there are things that you have to do, or some benefits or things that you have to do to get your land back and everything, they'll help you in whichever way that is within their power to help you or guide you so that you'll be able to secure your land. Yeah. Now, back to the encroachment.
Yeah. So after the documentation aspect,
the
encroachment is where you have to make sure you have a corner pillar. Okay. Because encroachments are done when there are no signs of protection on the land. If I have one plot of land and I have fenced all over it, if I have fenced my land all over, nobody can encroach my land.
Okay.
If I have a wall of 4 or 5 courses block on the 4 corners of my land, nobody can encroach because he or she has seen my signs that this place belongs to somebody. If I have coconut planted on my 4 corners of my land, the person sees that this place is for somebody. The moment you go past the coconut, it means you have encroached my land.
That means, how do I call this? It's a deliberate action.
It's action. And then any reasonable person wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Any reasonable person wouldn't do that. The moment you see a sign on somebody's land, you know that this place belongs to somebody. That's why we always encourage. I always tell customers, I always tell people that for the sake of the investment that you've put in the land, if not for anything at all, you can plant something on the land. Plant something on the land. You can plant even maize. Maize doesn't take long to grow. If you think you can't work on the land, you can plant something on it. If you can't plant anything, you can get a caretaker in the area where you buy the land. You can get a caretaker in the area. You can see someone. You can talk to someone. Definitely, you get somebody.
Can you get the company people to help you get, because maybe you've taken me to an area I don't know anybody with, and I don't really come there.
Since you've, let's say, after buying the land, if you are buying from BUILDAXIS, you are not buying the land alone, and we will leave you to go like that. Because when you are buying the land, it's a lifetime investment. I told you earlier that Ghanaians have the leasehold of land for as many as 99 years. So you buying the land today alone doesn't mean that it's done. So after buying the land, that's where we help you to protect the land. We will guide you. Do this to protect the land. Do that to protect the land. Do this to protect the land. So that your land will be there for you as much as time you want, or you'll be ready to make sure that you develop the land. We just want to make sure your land is secure for you. So anytime you want to develop your land.
Great.
Yes.
Great. I think before we completed the previous episode, there's this concern I raised. I'm talking about those who are doing installment payments. In the sense that when you're doing the installment, money for the checks and money for these things become a problem. So how do they also go about it? Because sometimes you have to finish payment before you are giving the document. What about I finish the payment and my documents don't come? What advice do you have for them? I mean, how should they go about it?
Okay, so you are buying a land.
Yes.
You didn't make a search, right?
Yes, like you are paying in installment.
You're paying on installments.
And so they feel like, okay, you have to finish before they give you the document or something.
Okay, you don't have to finish land before you are given document to make a search. Every legible land buyer, the moment you go to buy a land, it means you are ready to buy it. So the company should be eligible to give you a site plan, because every real estate company has a site plan of their locations or their lands. Whether it's 100 acres, whether it's 200, you go to some real estate office, you see that the big site plan is there. The big site plan constitutes of the whole plan or the whole land that they have. So with that one, they have a copy of that plan that you can use to make a search to verify if the name they are giving you, whether the name is for their grantors. Because let me bring this in. Some real estate buy lands from the chiefs and they don't transfer into their names.
It's still in the name of the chiefs.
It's still in the name of the chiefs.
Becomes a problem.
It don't become a problem. But because they have an agreement with the chiefs, that's why anything you do, documentation is very necessary. If the real estate have a proper documentation with the chiefs, they can still hold on to the registration there. Unless the land is a free land. Free land means there is no registration on the land. Even the chief or the indigenous of the land has not registered the land. So it's a free land. That one, the real estate has to register it before he sell it. But if the land is already registered in the chief's name, and the chief is the one selling the land to you, he's going to give you a site plan, he's going to give you an indenture, he's going to sign for you to make it legit. It's okay.
So that means even if you are paying in installments,
yes,
you still need to get the indenture, the site plan.
You need a site plan to verify if the name that the real estate is giving you, that's the registration on the land, fits. So you have to, you definitely have to get it. Whether you are paying on installment, whether you are paying on a cash base, the search takes place before every transaction starts.
Okay.
The search is the first thing. Make the search. Make sure Mr. Charles is buying a land from BUILDAXIS. BUILDAXIS bought the land from a chief in maybe so and so Krum, or maybe bought the land from ADZoone Krum. So he bought the land from ADZoone Krum chief or ADZoone town chief.
Okay.
So now ADZoone town chief has already registered the land in their name, which is ADZoone community.
Yeah.
So now he is giving the company a site plan and the indenture signed by the chief, who is the original owner of the land.
Yeah.
So me or you, Mr. Charles, coming to buy the land from BUILDAXIS, BUILDAXIS has to give you the site plan that was given to me by the chief to make a search to verify that it's true the land is registered ADZoone community. Then in that case, you know that you are secure to buy the land.
So if you're watching out there, that means before you even make payment, you have to be given an indenture
to make a search.
To make a search before you start even the installment payment.
So in installment payments, after you make your search, you are certain that the land is for them.
Yeah.
So you pay in installment base. And I plead with the viewers who are watching us now. Please, if you are paying on installment base, make sure that when you pay at least 40% or 50% of the money, take some of the money to develop the land. I want to say this, our viewers, before you finish paying every land that you are buying on installment, make sure that when you pay about 50% of the land, you use some of the money to develop the land. Develop it in a way as in making walls, buying materials, creating a significant mark, as I said, before you finish paying, so that by the time you are done payment, you already have you on the land. You on the land means you have already marks on the land. That shows the land already belongs to you before your document even comes in. Because if I'm buying the land from a real estate company, and the company hasn't given me documents yet, but we have an agreement, written agreement, signed, saying that if I'm done paying, my document will be given to me, then it means the company has to give me, the customer, the chance, after paying 50%, to do something on the land to satisfy my curiosity or anything that I suspect that, oh, since I've paid 50% and I'm able to work on it, it means the land is very genuine.
It's very genuine.
So make sure anytime you are paying on installment base, after paying 50%, start developing the land, not building. Because maybe when you are paying the money, the financials will not give you the permit to build. But make sure that you do a wall, a pillar, you buy a material on the land to put your significant mark on the land.
To put your significant mark on the line. And also soon we have come to the end of today's show. Like I said, I've learned a lot, and I know you have also learned a lot on it. For me, my last words that is here that I've learned or I've gotten to know is that when you're paying an installment, one, make sure you have document, have the indenture, go and do your checks before you even start making payment. And when you start making payment, at least when you've made 50% of the payment, you should be able to start something on the land. Maybe your liquidity might not be that enough. So all you've got to do is just start something. Put something on the land that will give it a very significant mark, which is very important, that you know that at least the land is secured and I can still go ahead with whatever I am doing. Mr. Shaibu Adams, thank you very much for your time. Please, your last words to your...
My last words to our viewers and also Ghanaians, whether locally or internationally, is that BUILDAXIS is here to help every Ghanaian take away the pains of my land has been taken from me. I have been duped. I have been scammed. Just get in touch with us. From buying a land to building. We sell building materials. We help you get a good land. We also sell land as well. And then we also help you get professional surveyors to give you verification on your land document before you can start developing them. That's what I'll say. And I also thank ADZoone very much for bringing this show on board to educate Ghanaians who wants to own land, so that we can all help in building the nation at the aspect of educating Ghanaians in the way of buying the land. Thank you very much.
Great. A very great one. So right now, your land problems is over. BUILDAXIS is here. You don't have any problem with lands. This one has duped me. This one has done this and a lot. You understand? Right now, you know that you are safe and secure to have a land of your own without any problems, no litigation, no encroachment or any other thing. Thank you for joining us once again on ADZoone TV right here on ADZoone Properties. And I know you've learned a lot. My name is Nanaya Charles. You can call me NYC for short. And I have been your host. Today has been awesome. And I want to remind you that this program was proudly brought to you by FekaTek Ventures, DAYSTYLLE Fashion, Belief Concept, and also BUILDAXIS Enterprise. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Until we meet again next time, it's bye for now.